Yeah, my mind's a bit frazzled, to be honest. There was a lot going on there. Obviously, we declared, feeling like we had sort of enough runs there, and 45 overs, we weren't sure if it was enough time to bowl them out, but we thought it gave us an opportunity. And England batted really well. It was still a pretty good wicket, to be honest, and they sort of put us under pressure. And then, it was nice to be able to flip it around a little bit towards the back end. Just to be able to fight back like that as a group, I think was really impressive. And it was a pretty amazing game in the end. I'm still not quite sure what to make of it.
At any point there, did you lose hope of getting those final 10 wickets for victory?
I was getting there. Yeah, no, that certainly went through my mind. I think they needed 45 or something like that with 7 or 8 wickets in hand. And so, sort of just thought coming around the wicket, maybe a change of angle with Annabel and Kingy might provide us with something, and it ended up sort of paying dividends. So I thought Annabel, Sutherland and Alana King's effort today was amazing, really, especially Annabel just running in. We weren't sure if we were going to keep her going there just because she sort of burnt up a bit of energy, but she was ready to keep going, and it was a pretty amazing effort.
Was there a point where you thought they're going to get this pretty easily?
When Siver and Dunkley were, even when Knight was in, to be honest, it looked pretty easy. I mean, we had fielders back, but it was like a one-day game. You think about getting in a one-day game where you get 6 and over, you'd back yourself to do that any day of the week. So it seemed pretty easy for them at different times. I was certainly a little bit concerned there for a while, and that's sort of why we just went to something a little bit different, which worked in the end.
You say you're more relieved not to lose or disappointed not to get that 10th wicket at the moment?
I feel like we might have got away with one a little bit there. But still, we're sort of in a pretty good position to win there. So I'm still not sure, as I said, what to make of it. I think England played extremely well. I thought Heather Knight throughout the whole test match was incredible. Catherine Brunn as well. So it's as good a test match as I've been involved in. And it was a lot of fun. It was up and down. I hope everybody enjoyed watching.
Even before you went to King and Sutherland, you sort of won all those spells for bowlers. Were you just trying a lot of things, or was there a plan?
There was some plan behind it. To be honest, it sort of became a one-day or a T20 anyway. Towards the back end, they needed 6 and over. We needed wickets. So that's sort of the mind, sort of the thinking that I went into. But we felt like we had to take wickets. If we didn't take wickets, England were going to get there pretty easy. So while we had the fielders back, we still had to have it, keep an eye on how we were going to get them out. And we had to go pretty unorthodox, I guess, but it seemed to work. And then we were able to get a bit of a roll on.
The last few years, when you've had the tests that have been rained off and so on, was that part of your thinking in wanting to throw some bait out for England today, like to try to find a way to get a result?
Not really. No, we came into the day with a plan of how we wanted to do it, and it sort of played out that way. As I said, we thought 260 was, if we bowled well, which I think we took a while to get into our step with our bowling. We probably were too wide and too full, and that opened the door for them. So I think if we did perhaps bowl a little bit tighter early on, we wouldn't have found ourselves in that situation. But England took advantage of it, and to be able to sort of flip our thinking and sort of go into that mode of trying to take wickets and T20 bowling, I think was a really good thing for the group.
Scotty, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, thanks, Liz. Hey, Meg, just one on Annabel. Like, obviously after she dropped that over, I think she went for 16 or whatever. The way she bounced back, took 3 wickets. I mean, in some ways, do you think this could be? I know she's already very good, but in some ways, almost the making of her in that.
I think she can take a lot out of today's performance. She has shown glimpses throughout her opportunities playing for Australia, and she's had a few along the way, but it's been difficult for her, I guess, to get some continuity. And I guess in test matches it allows her to have that sort of longer form bowling and be able to get into a rhythm a little bit more. And she didn't bowl badly in that over. Dunkley was going pretty hard at her, and that's sort of the way the game was going. But throughout the whole test match, she's been someone who I feel like I can rely on well and know what I'm going to get from her. So to do that under so much pressure was pretty impressive.
Last one from you. Oh, sorry, there's a few more hands up. Lockie.
Thanks, Lucy. Meg, just a quick word on Beth. A couple of amazing catches out in the outfield there, especially the one that she was diving. Just talk through how, I guess, amazed you were that she even played this test, let alone put in the performance she did today with both the bat and in the field.
Yeah, she was very good for us. She's a class batter and one of our best fielders as well. So to have her out there, and she was in the hot spots towards the back end there because we know how good she is. So to get through the Test match as she did, never complains, just gets on with it. She's very tough, and she played a pretty crucial role for us today.
Gomish?
Hi, Meg. Well played. There were moments between overs. Once Silver got out, that in between every ball, almost every ball, there were a discussion of thoughts. Was that a deliberate attempt to slow the game down and get control of the pace in which the game was progressing? Also, could you elaborate on what kind of discussions were going on before you settled in with King and Sutherland from either end?
On the first one, look, it wasn't a deliberate thing to slow the game down. It was actually just trying to work out what tactic we wanted to go with, to be honest. We didn't have a lot of room for error, so we had to bowl 16 overs in the last hour, so they were always going to get those overs in. So, I just felt like I wanted to get it right. I didn't deliberately slow it down. I think I probably did in the end, but that's just Test match. I just wanted to try and make the right decision and use the people around me. And there were heaps of discussions going on around who we were going to bowl towards the back end. Belzy had a pretty big spell, so we weren't sure if she was sort of tiring a little bit given how much effort she put in, but we felt like she was still the best option. And Kingy had sort of been creating for us a lot throughout the whole Test match, so we stuck with her. I'm still comfortable with what we went with. In the end, I think we did a pretty amazing job to sort of keep them under the score.
And last one from you, Raf.
Hi, Meg. You copped quite a lot of flack at Taunton in 2019 for not declaring on that final day and setting England the target. Was that in your mind at all today? Did that influence your decision to give England a shot at it today?
No, not at all. We came in here with our plans. I don't think we can be expected to just throw out scores and try and make a game of it just because we've lost the day to weather. We did it on our terms. We felt like that was a good score to defend, and England played extremely well. So it turned out to be an incredible Test match, which is great. I think that's what we all wanted, but that certainly didn't come into our thinking. We wanted to do it on the way that we thought was the best way to win it.